Well, I'm back now. We have 5 burns to talk about. Let's talk about Tim Twaddle's burn. Oh, I gotta add a couple of horses to Tim's burn that are heading there soon. Yeah. So, I haven't talked to anybody except for this video yet about 2 additions to Tim Twaddle's barn, and they are going to be Arctic Force and Bottle of Red. 2 reasons. One, Jeff was very upfront with me and said, Anthony, they're not going to race for any money here, and New York's in trouble because the casinos have not opened yet in New York, and the racetracks are dependent on those casinos. I was going to leave the horses in Batavia, and got a call from Sabrina Clevenger, or Sabrina Shaw, who was going to take her horses, and they said the racetrack said any owners that didn't race here very often aren't welcome. So they're virtually walling off Batavia now. I know why they're doing it. I'm not a big fan of it, but nevertheless, that's what they're doing. So as of right now, our horses were in New York were homeless. So we have both of those horses have classes in Pennsylvania they can race in, so they're going to be going to Tim also. And it's pretty hard to blame me for wanting to send them there. Tim's having a great run. We're going to start with Tim's burn now. Arctic Force will be the first one. He's racing in Batavia this afternoon, which is yesterday for you, and then he'll be making the trek over to the Meadows. Bottle of Red will be sent there this week. Also, Captain's Maid, so Bottle of Red will be sent there also. Sorry. Bottle of Red had the virus her last start, was a little bit sick. She's getting over it now. I suspect her next start will be at the Meadows. Captain's Maid has been racing great. She's back in to go this week. Drew the 9-holer last start and just raced absolutely fantastic from post 9. Very, very happy with what I've seen from Captain's Maid. Who else do we got? I'll Play It Alone, racing tomorrow, I believe. He's been racing decent. 2 starts I drove him, I was happy. And then his last start, he raced poor. Just got a tickle, relax. His last start, he raced poorly. And they found that he bled. So they put him on Lasix. And he's racing tomorrow. Stonebridge Simba also racing tomorrow. It was a little bit of a screw up. I would have rather Aaron Merriman drive the horse. There's no real need for Anthony McDonald to drive Stonebridge Simba tomorrow. He's been good. He's been racing good for Aaron, and Aaron didn't have a drive in the race. But Tim, I talked to him after he had listed me on Captain's Maid and Beach Boutique with Dave Pallone and Aaron Merriman not in either race. And I said, hey, just put them on those 2 horses. I don't need to be driving them. At that point, I hadn't realized he'd already listed me, and they were and I was carded on Stonebridge Simba. I'll talk to Aaron about that tomorrow, regardless of what happens today or tomorrow in racing. I don't really need to be driving Stonebridge Simba that bad, especially if Aaron's getting along well with him. So that's where we're at with them. Sunshine's Finest, I'll be driving him, I believe it's tomorrow. I'll be driving Sunshine's Finest tomorrow also. Sunshine's Finest was in a little bit tough at the Meadows. His last 2 starts, did not get in recently. He's going to be racing tomorrow. He's bet down. His odds are down a little bit. Morning line. He's in where he should do good, and I fully expect he will. Harness AM is racing Saturday at the Meadows in Stallion Series event. We'll likely train her up Tuesday, I suspect. I'll be there Tuesday. I suspect that's when Tim wants to train them. We'll see. Path of Totality, also same idea with Harness AM. She'll be racing on Saturday at the Meadows. Both these fillies raced very, very good their last start. Both of them were third. Both raced very well. Just For Me and You was a race winner her last start. I suspect you might see her in the Stallion Series on Saturday. I know that Tim and a couple of the owners were talking. Felix and Tim and a couple of people were talking back and forth about where they wanted to race her. Either way they race her is fine with me, whether it be in the Stallion Series or in an overnight. Again, Dave will be listed to drive her. He gets along good with her. She got 2 wins, both with Dave Pallone in her life. Sebastian Yu was fantastic last week. He's in to go Wednesday again. Got him in the condition claimer level. Yeah, he can probably jump up into the condition races, maybe. But we'll see how he races this week before we jump to any conclusions. And then as I don't know why I didn't start with Beach Boutique. She's last on this list for some reason. She raced tremendous her last start. She's going to be back in to go. She is back in to go Wednesday at the Meadows. So that's Tim's burn. It's ever growing. We're going to continue to move horses around best we can that don't have a a consistent place to race or a consistent class to race in. We're going to continue to move them at will, and I believe we've made some good choices so far. A few little hiccups, but for the most part, we've had a pretty good run in 2020 this summer. I'll be back in a minute. We got the mainstays. We got Jason, Kevin, Harry, and Mario. I'll be back in just a second.